Hey Lori, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, at first, well, I'm going to ask you to present your organization, which is For Colored Girl Health Well. And for me, my understanding is just like you trying to, not you're trying, you're actually bringing health to a lot of colored girls. But I will let you explain that a little bit more.
So basically, For Colored Girls HealthWell is an organization for everyone. It's
Okay.
for men, women, children, seniors. But my target clientele is definitely women of color. Women of color, not necessarily Black. They can be Asian. They could be of different nationalities, different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal is basically to raise the awareness of the health of these women and to reduce heart-related diseases through the means of healthy eating and exercise.
But you're talking about a heart-related disease. Why this is a big issue for colored girls or for colored people in general?
So basically, heart-related disease, not only in Canada and in the United States, is the number one uh, killer of Black women. They
Wow.
outnumber, if you look at the statistics, Black women and South Asian women outnumber Black men, white men, and white women. And so those numbers really shocked me. And obviously, it's due more to other factors
Okay.
other than just your health. It's due to socioeconomic factors, geographic factors, genetic factors. But those numbers really jumped to me, and I was really interested, and I really wanted to make a difference in that group population.
Okay. So how are you helping colored girls now to to reduce those risks when it comes to heart disease?
So basically, what we do within the organization is that I offer training classes.
Okay.
So I train them physically. I offer strength and conditioning classes, as well as classes that are more focused on aesthetics. And then we work a little bit on meditation as well. And lastly, recently, I added a group where I train specifically people that are 50 and over.
Oh,
So also to include the health of men and women that are seniors and for help to help them maintain their health. And so through most of the time it's through health, it's through exercises, but I also offer some private training when it comes to eating and accountability.
oh, that's fantastic. And now, like, I guess you were offering all those training, fitness or training classes at a physical place. And how you keep operating now?
So right now, since everything has been in lockdowns, gyms have
Hmm.
been closed, I saw that it was an opportunity to go global. So I
Oh,
saw it's an opportunity to take For Colored Girls Health Well outside of the physical surroundings that I'm surrounded by and bring it online. So by bringing it online, I mean by bringing it to Zoom and being able to share it through the online communities of For Colored Girls Health Well around the world.
mhm.
And so I think that's in the unfortunate situation that we find ourselves. I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to reach out to people that I'm physically not close to, but that I can reach out to online. So basically, I do my trainings online.
So basically, you already have people following you from other places, uh, other than Canada, if I understand.
I do have followers other than outside of Canada. I do.
Oh, that's good. Now, I know you were working on a big event for colored girls. Like, can you tell us more about it?
Yes. So this company started 1 year ago. And
Okay.
this coming May 24th, we're going to be celebrating the 1 year anniversary for Colored Girls Health Well. And I call the event Exhale.
Okay.
And Exhale is just a way to celebrate the 1 year anniversary and taking into account that we're in a new year, new decade. I find that sometimes we're in a rush type of mode. And
Hmm.
Exhale is just to take the time to breathe, to meditate, and to assess the mobility in your body. I find sometimes movement can be medicine, but if you overdo it with your body, then it becomes detrimental. Movement can also hurt your body if you overdo it. So it's an event to bring balance within yourself.
Oh, but I have another question regarding the event. So you say it's happening. So is this something that's going to be online? Do someone will have multiple classes? Like how is it going to be?
So right now, the event is going to be online. The beauty of it is that you can do this event in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
So you don't have to move. You can do it in your living room, in your bedroom, whatever is most comfortable. It's on a Sunday, so it's Self-Care Sunday. You take it easy, and so basically we will be coming to you within your home to host the event.
Oh, no, fantastic. Now, like we know, like we are in a difficult time, like with COVID, and but at the same time, I have talked with a lot of entrepreneurs lately. They are saying that this period have made them realize certain strategy regarding their business. So I wanted to know what has changed for you regarding managing Excel, not Excel, for Colored Girl.
So, well, it's managing both. You're right. It's managing both because both are right now. Both are. I'm dribbling with both.
Yeah.
For managing ForColoredGirlsHealthWell, what has been different? The number one major difference is to adapt to being online. And I honestly, I find it's a beautiful thing to be online simply because some people sometimes they are restricted by time to come to your event, to come to your workout. Sometimes they're restricted by transportation. If the location that I'm at, if you don't have a car, it could be difficult to come. And so right now, the fact that I can go to the people, and sometimes people, they work until a certain time and then not being able to make it because of transportation. And so right now, the fact that I can bring it to their home is an advantage that I find. Of course, it's not the same, the experience is not as rich as being connected in the same space with someone, but because it's a live stream event, I really encourage live stream event because because despite the fact that we're not physically together, I can still engage with you at the same time in the same moment and encourage you. If I see you, you're lacking or you're letting go or you're not going as hard as I know you can, then I can still be present in the same moment as you and encourage you. And I think that's the beauty of being online and live stream is that in the midst of the fact that there is distance that separates us, it's just physical distance. The social distance, I can bridge the gap through the Zoom because I can still encourage you. I can still tell you, come back from your water break or keep going. Let's keep on doing these jumping jacks. We got one more set, you know? And so that's the beauty that I see of it. That encouragement part has no distance.
So that's been like by doing this online, you kind of building a deeper relationship with your customer or clients, if I can say. But also, like, do you see, like when it comes to fitness, let's say I'm going to take myself as a reference, like I can only do it like a 1 week and never do it again, like there is always a motivation spike, like that get people motivated about like, okay, I'm gonna get healthy, I'm gonna work out, but let's say after 1, 2, 3 days, like all that excitement dies down, and I just wanted to know, like, do you think by doing this online that will help you and like have someone like me do that for a longer time, or do you think like
I think the encouragement spike has come with COVID, because if there's a time that you want to be healthy, like your body, if there's a time that you want to be healthy, it's when there's a pandemic and there's a virus killing people outside. I think if there's ever a wake-up call, it's now, personally. And I think that's why fitness online is rising, because in the midst of the fact that people are at home, I think I've seen a lot of people that, because they're not able to go to work, they're choosing to take their health into their own hands, right? And so I see that it's unfortunate, right, that there's a virus, and the virus is like ravaging. But at the same time, I think it's a beautiful thing that people are using that time to take care of their health, and taking care of their health means taking care of themselves and not allowing the healthcare system to take care of them. So they're taking care of their own health, which I find is the most beautiful thing. And that's where I think the health system starts, is where you're able to take care of yourself first. And then if something happens, and the healthcare system or someone else takes care of you. But I think for the motivation peak, I think also the other thing I find is the fact that we're often online now. We spend more times on our screens because we want to connect more, which is a normal thing to be a human being, to be wanting to connect. I think sometimes if you follow fitness people or people that are just into sports, you see it more regularly in your feed, people working out. And sometimes when you see it in your feed more regularly, or you see certain goals that you want to achieve more regularly because you're spending more time on your phone, then that can also help to motivate, you know? Music, I find, can also help to motivate. If you find the right group of people, and for me, I use music a lot. I use music that I know my clients like and that are culturally relevant and that they appreciate. So I try to use music, not only encouragement, but music to encourage people and to have that enjoyment part of it. Not only make it too hard, but make it fun as well. So that's those are the two things that I find that I like to do when it comes to encouragement and keeping that fitness peak.
Oh, that's good. You know, like the other question I have for that is just that is there any challenge that you're facing right now with the current situation, like, or is there any challenge that you were facing before at the same time that thanks to COVID, let's say thanks to COVID, you're not facing anymore? So can you add a little comment to that?
I think one of the challenges I have to admit that I'm facing right now is being able to do exercises with no equipment.
Okay.
So, or minimal equipment. So it just forces me to be more creative.
Okay.
Finding things that everybody in their house has, no matter no matter where they live, basically. Finding stuff that everybody will have in their house and using that as equipment for the workouts. And so it was a challenge at the beginning, but I think the more you use your creative muscle, the more you develop it. And so at first I did a lot of just body weight, and then I started using books as a way to use weights. And then I think next week we're going to start with brooms that can also be a way to exercise with. And so it's just to find items that everybody has in their house and utilize it as a piece of equipment. Whereas when I was in the gym, it was easy. We can use a bunch of equipment and it was like a playground, but for now I have to create the playground within people's homes. So it's a challenge, but it's just forcing me to use my creative muscle.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know, like at this time, like someone has to be creative as an entrepreneur, and even for us at the Johnson Commerce Haitian, I'm being creative right now, very, very creative. You know, be very creative right now. And one thing I had in mind for this is that whenever when I see many, like usually startup company does that, startup companies do that a lot. They usually created some kind of self-serve version, self-serve version approach for the customer. Like, do you think like with fitness, with everything going online, are you thinking about create a self-serve part of your business that someone can do it by itself without you intervene, and whenever they stuck somewhere you can jump in at this time, or you just want to be, or you want to manage every interaction with the customer? Can you tell me more about it?
So what I think when it comes to people's health, I think it's good to teach them how to fish. So once a week right now, with the capacity that I have, I'm only able to teach once a week, which are Saturdays.
Yeah.
And so that restricts me as an entrepreneur. But at the same time, I like people to take the initiative, because to do the workout that we did on that Saturday, and to repeat it throughout the week, whether it's twice, 3 times, or 4 times if their time allows it. So then they can develop that own motivational muscle, that own self-discipline, and do the workout by themselves. Because whether the gyms are open or not, you always need that self-motivation to bring you to the gym, right? And so I think it's the same thing when it comes to training. Once I'm done doing the training, what I do is I provide the playlist. So if they want to create that same atmosphere, they can. And I also provide the exercise that we did that specific day. And then I allow people to redo it at home. And so soon I'm going to start to also provide them with a video in case they forget the exercises. They can just look at the video, or right now, because I just ask them to send me a DM and I send them a demonstration of me doing the video, the exercise live. And so it's just to take that initiative to not always depend on another person to bring you to go and do your exercise. It's also to take that initiative. Well, you know what? Today we're Tuesday, it's 6 o'clock. I'm going to block that time slot and I'm going to do the exercise by myself. Because I think it comes back to the same thing when it comes to healthy eating, sleeping habits, and exercise habits. You have to have that own initiative when it comes to those things.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like with eating now, there is a lot of meal planner app popping up around the app store. Just you bring people like some kind of help people eat healthy on a daily basis. And so my last question for you will be that what is the most what exactly people tend to ignore about being healthy? Like, you know, like most of the time, if you're asking me, I think if I show up at the gym and do some exercise, I can eat everything I want. You know, like I mean, there's no such thing as eating healthy. Even if I'm doing my exercise, I'm okay. So, or some people can tell can go like, okay, if I'm eating healthy, I don't need to do that much of exercise. Some people can spend many days fasting and just to stay in shape. So I would like to know, like, when it comes to ForColoredGirlHealthWell, since you focusing on people that with a high risk of heart failure. So what exactly people tend to ignore on that matter?
Heart-related disease, not heart failure.
Oh,
But,
okay. Sorry, heart-related disease. Sorry, my
no
bad.
worries, no worries. I think the two big classics are the ones that I don't want to talk about, but I'll still mention them.
Yeah.
Are, I think, healthy eating and sleep, and then water that goes into eating. Those are like the three big classics, right? Drink a lot of water, sleep a lot, and eat well. Fruits and vegetables, or fruits and vegetables or produce that are closer to the ground, unprocessed. Those are the big classics. But I think something that we don't look at enough is our level of stress.
Okay.
I think that's overlooked so often.
That's
In the sense that you can be fasting for 18 hours, you can be eating super healthy, you can be working out like super efficiently, but if your stress hormones are super high, then you can't benefit as much as all the hard work you're putting into those other fields. So I find that we have to watch out for our level of stress. And one way of reducing our level of stress can be related to what we eat, you know. At night, sometimes having something that's calming, soothing, or it can also be related to the quality of our sleep. So making sure you have like a good 7 hours of quality sleep, not 7 hours of tossing and turning and I can't sleep. And throughout the day, I think it's like if you're like a person that's prone to anxiety, or that, you know, watches a lot of things that will cause a lot of stress in you, that can definitely have an impact on your health. And it can have an impact on your heart, of course, right? And so for me, one thing that is often swept under the carpet is our level of stress, how it impacts our body, our physical composure, and our heart.
Oh, fantastic. You know, to finish the conversation, I'm gonna ask you to say a few words to promote Excel for people. That's happening soon. So I'm giving you the mic now
All
to say
right.
whatever you want.
Let me take the mic. Thank you, Jude. So basically, Exhale is Sunday, May 24th. I am looking forward to seeing you there. It's a self-care, self-worth event where you take the time to breathe, work on breath work. You take the time to meditate and the time to like take care of the mobility of your body, to make sure your body is mobile in a functional manner. And that will be hosted by myself and the amazing Healing Lotus located in Toronto, Canada.
Thank you very much, Laurie. So it was very nice talking to you today, and also I wish all the successful for Colored Girl Health Well, and for Excel also happening on May 24th. So thank you again for your time. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.